What's up guys? Hey, welcome back to the Point Blank Performance YouTube channel. So on my toolbox we've got a Whirly Custom Fab 2nd Gen swap. And behind me we've got a 4th Gen, so it's a 2015 Dodge Cummins. We're going to replace the factory system with a 2nd Gen swap. So let's talk about sound, benefits, why you would do it, and overall performance of swapping to a non-VGT turbo versus a factory VGT turbo. On your factory VGT turbo, if it decides to go out, the actuator can push the vanes into an open or closed position. So I'm going to give you one scenario. If you've got the vane sticking on the factory charger, it's going to create a ton of drive pressure. So what this is going to transfer over to is high cylinder pressures. You have the piston going up and down and it can't get all of its airflow out. Your head bolts, they're going to rise up because of cylinder pressure. So that's one big thing. It's not only the cost of a factory turbo, you're going to have to be replacing a head gasket. So the alternative is put a 2nd Gen swap on it, be done with it. It's a fixed vane, and a fixed vane means the exhaust side of it never changes. You have a constant turbine wheel, you have a constant compressor wheel. Spin at the same time, they never change. So we're going to take the factory off, we're going to replace it with the BorgWarner SXE 364.5. This is a billet wheel on the compressor, as you'll see in the video. The exhaust housing on this setup, the customer provided us a kit. I'm going to guess it's a 0.90 or a 0.88. So it's going to be a fast spooling out on the road. If you tow, if you daily drive, if you're not looking for, I want to say over 600 horse, this would be the turbo we would put in your truck. It does light really hard out on the street. The next thing, tuning. Do you need to have aftermarket tuning to run this kit? Yes. Why? The electronics for the VGT have to be told that there is not a VGT turbo on it. So that's one. The next thing, the transmission is huge on how these shift. Say you went from a 364 to an actual 369 or a 71mm turbo. You need to have the transmission going up in its RPMs, getting into the torque curve of the camshaft, spooling the charger. So drivability on this 364 is going to be awesome. Factory like spooling, you can run factory fuel and it's a great alternative. Third thing I'm going to talk about is price point. I believe the factory chargers are over $2,000, 2,400, something like that. On a Whirly kit, we're just going to go over with the retail value of $3,400, $3,500 for a powder coated steed speed manifold, all the crazy clamps, things that you can get with it, powder coated to look the cosmetics that you want with the truck. So price point, that's your third thing. Fourth thing I want to talk about on this is actually engine life. So with the factory charger, you're creating all that drive pressure once again. Head gasket's going to fail, cylinder pressures are up, so that's harder on the piston rings, compression, all that, cruising down the road. The next thing you're going to see is when you're driving down the road and you don't have a load behind you, the EGTs will stay lower because you have the more efficient charger producing greater volume per pounds of boost. Your drive pressure isn't up, so you're not having to drive the hell out of the charger to actually push air through it. And when it does come up, you have a significant more charged air than you do before. So now we're going to put the kit on, we're going to take the truck out, let you guys listen to it. They are louder. On the 2nd Gen swap, you move it to the middle of the cylinder, as you can see on the steed speed manifold. You have the front 3 cylinders feeding the charger, the back 3 cylinders feeding the charger, and so you've got an equal flow of all 6 cylinders feeding the charger, and it is a divided exhaust housing on the turbocharger, so that way you get three separate places where it feeds the turbine wheel. Now we're going to put the charger on the truck, take it outside, show you guys some drivability aspects of it, how it spools, how it sounds, and overall if we're satisfied with it. Alright guys, so we're going to take out the second gen truck, show you guys a little bit of drivability, try to hit some good roads here. So just light throttle, we're in it, 1500 RPMs. That middle numbers are boost, so we're at 4 pounds of boost, 34 mile an hour. We're just going to barely roll into it, show you guys the response. Converter's locked, there's 15, 16 pounds, just a little bit of throttle at 2100. So the 64 millimeter charger is definitely responsive. Be something, keep the EGTs low, great for drivability, towing, daily driving. So 64 mile an hour, around 2 pounds of boost, 1300 RPMs. And now the converter's locked at 6th gear. We're going to barely roll into it, downshifts to 5th, and then off she goes. That's about 30% throttle. My name's Tyson at Point Blank. You can reach out to us if you want a quote on one of these kits, or if you have any more information. You can also reach out to the guys Jason at Worley Custom Fab. Talk to my guy Dustin. Dustin, I love you. You can get pricing through them. Holler at us. We'll get you fixed up. 870-236-4900. And thank you guys for watching.